played out? How do you know that people accept you for who you are at Immanuel?
It's a feeling as much as anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the vibrations. Everything's vibrational. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when they talk about good vibrations, well, that's true. I mean, we all send out our signature vibration, and it changes from moment to moment and day to day, but nevertheless, if we're sending out love, caring, acceptance, kindness, welcoming, service, people feel that. I mean, that's how the world is changed ultimately,
mm-hmm.
because we haven't even come close to a critical mass yet, but if there's enough people that send love out into the world by how they live their life and the feeling that vibrates from them. And when you talk about the Buddhist masters, for instance, I mean, people who can see the human aura, sometimes the Buddhist masters, you can feel their aura a mile or 2 miles away, because they become such a clear channel for compassion that it just flows out from them, and people that are sensitive enough can actually feel the aura of that individual. So that's who we are. If Immanuel doesn't welcome you and want you to be genuine and accept you for who you are, if they do, then why shouldn't you feel comfortable saying that? I had this dream. It was a repetitive dream, and it was imprinted inside me in the sense that, it's not something I ever forgot. But I was being led by the hand by somebody I did not know or could not see, but we were flying, and we were flying through like all sorts of pieces of static, hay, something, little prickly things. It was very uncomfortable. We were going through stuff that was very uncomfortable to the body. It was just, but we came to this beautiful white dome in the sky, and then kind of went around and found a door to go in. It's just a beautiful, beautiful white dome. And then when I was inside, whoever my guide was lifted up my hand like this, as you would see in a boxing ring when they lift up the hand of the person that's won, and just said like the winner. So I see that as a significant in this particular lifetime that I'm living, as being a possibility in my spiritual journey to become more at one with and more complete with the divine. The next one was I went to, I was still at this Plymouth Spiritualist Church. I went to the Jersey Shore, and I went there for 2 weeks by myself at my brother's place on Long Beach Island, and I fasted the first 2 days, and I just eat fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. And I worked out physically every day, and I meditated. I brought a lot of spiritual reading material on. I sang and created songs. I sang Breathe on Me, Breath of God. It's 2 of my, Fill Me with Love anew. That I love what thou dost love and do what thou wouldst do. That type of singing. And then while I was there, I was doing a little painting in the house for my brother. And I was painting that evening, and all of a sudden this voice says to me, looking around, there's nobody there, but this voice said to me, so obviously it was a voice, but it wasn't auditory, it was inside my head, but the voice said, go down and meditate, your brother needs your help. So I kind of said, oh, that's interesting. Kept on painting, and this voice says, what's more important to you, brother or your painting? So I went down and meditated, and I visualized my brother, and I started sending him healing energies and love. And later I had to call up to his house for a particular reason, not related to the experience. And Sue said, oh, his wife said, oh, David went to bed hours ago. He's feeling really lousy and crummy, he's so I mean that was kind of the start. And I had then one night, and the night before I go into bed too, I did something called the Infinity Walk, which is you walk a figure eight, and you have at where the figure eight crosses, somewhere in the room you have a source of music, record, something that's playing, and you kind of walk to that, and while you're walking there, you get other things going on, snapping your fingers, quoting poetry, anything. So the more you get on, the more you're able to do, the better it is. And then it kind of integrates the left and right hemispheres of your brain. And it's a very powerful tool. So, anyway, went back to the fact I went to bed, and then, in the middle of the night, this opening had occurred in my crown chakra at the top of the head, and this purple light just came down through my whole body, and it was just kind of a spiritual opening that was occurring. So when I came home from that 2 weeks, the first 2 nights I didn't sleep at all. I just laid there and just wisdom tests kind of coursed through my brain, my consciousness, my awareness. Just all night long I didn't sleep because I had developed so much energy into my body in those 2 weeks that I didn't need sleep at the time, or I couldn't sleep. But then after that, the crash came, and I slept about 10, 11 hours, and then you kind of come down from the experience. But at that point, I just knew things. I just knew things about people. I just knew them. I knew why. I knew why my wife's brother's daughter, had developed emotional problems and was being hospitalized, and I knew how that impacted, how it was a gift to the family in terms of helping move the family in a different direction in their understanding of spiritual things, and it just. And it was the same way when I came to know. I just knew things, but that doesn't last. But Jesus said, "The Father and I are one." It lasted all the time for him because there wasn't any interference or blockages or anything that, The other thing, I had in a dream or a vision, I had an invitation to come to the pool of light, and when I meditate and send out light. I join, where you say and not me, but I join light workers or masters who, just fill a pool up with they're just a channel for God's love, filling up this pool of white light that goes out into the world. Or you can come and put people that are needing healing into the pool, He's to send it out. So that was the second major thing. Well, I was at my brother's house again on that 2 weeks. I had a dream where my brother who was very successful in the world, and almost became president of Bell Labs at AT&T. So he was for casting out and reeling in these big fish, and I cast out, and I brought in a fish, and all that was on the end of the line was a fish head with all the bones. My success in the world, But then I cast out, and I don't know where this came from. I mean, this is just a dream, but I cast out, and it's like the Emerald City, Wizard of Oz. It's like out of the ocean came this beautiful golden towered city. It was like, what I was fishing for was like, the kingdom of God, or all love, or that was an interesting experience.